Welcome back to the channel, guys. You're joining me, Jason Pizzino, on my channel on YouTube, Jason Pizzino, where we look to expand independent thinking to grow on our lives and to move out of the cycle and the grinds and all that stuff that we have been programmed to believe. So today's video is on a channel that a friend of mine, a meat-eating friend of mine, sent to me. It was one that he sent me a video. It was about debunking the vegan myths, and I thought I'd give it a look. You know, we have quite good conversations, so he's always there and we talk quite often. So this is something that I always mention on the channel as well. When we're trying to grow our minds, we've got to talk to people with differing opinions and see if we can break down our own thoughts, and we have to be open to that, like having our thoughts broken down, and then we have to construct them back again to a stronger point, or we have to change. That's the two things in life. We get stronger, or we got to change and then move in another direction. Otherwise, you go backwards and you're dying. So when he sent me this, I thought I'd have a look. It was, like you can see from the title of the video or the thumbnail, it's Frank Tufano. Now his channel is blowing up at the moment. I guess that's why he came across it, and then I've come across it and I'm looking at his stats. I'm like, that's great. Why not make a damn video about it? But at the same time, it actually gets me thinking, and it's something that I feel like I've lacked in the vegan community. You kind of have the one side of the vegans where they're very emotionally driven and everything is based on emotions, and there's, you know, they'll throw the facts in there to try and please the people who are more fact orientated, but then it's just really heavily on the emotions. And then you have the other side, which are just all science, and they think they're pleasing the people who believe that science is God and, you know, science is what put us here on earth and all that sort of stuff. So those two generally, obviously one side is too much, so the extremes of either end is too much. It needs to be somewhere in the middle, and obviously that's the focus of my channel. At least that's what I try and make it about. Because that's something that interests me, and I think that is quite lacking in society. That logical thinking, emotional intelligence, you know, mixing the two and then trying to formulate our own opinion. It doesn't always have to be based off science, because science is ever evolving. Science changes. Science isn't 100%. It's the best that we've got now, and that's great. Just like the other side, feelings aren't everything. Emotion isn't everything. But there comes a time when you've developed that enough that you have an intuition about it, that is the path that you should take. Even when you can't understand why that's the right thing to do, you just know that's the thing to do. Now, I'm not saying that's every emotion, because obviously that's the wrong way to go. People play off their emotions so much that they believe that everything they feel is the right thing. That's not what I'm getting at here. So I digressed again. That's generally how these videos go. I'm talking about Frank's channel here, and I think I'm going to get into it in further videos. This is really just a video to, I guess, say, look, I've found this, and if you're interested as well to try and break down some of the myths in veganism and build them back stronger. It's a carnivore channel, so be prepared. Go and check out Frank's stuff. I have enjoyed some of the videos, in particular when he is breaking down the what I eat in a day videos from vegans. Those videos are terrible. Not all of them. I'm talking about the recent one he put here. It's you've got chicks, and they're most of the time it's chicks, and they're doing up these weird concoctions of smoothies, and beforehand it's like, drink this sort of water with cucumbers and aloe vera and all this sort of crap in it, because it hydrates you and detoxes you in the morning and all this sort of bullshit. Like, all these words just make no sense, and that is what I really liked about Frank's review of that video, and that's the particular one I'm talking about there. He just breaks it down, and it's like, you know, it's so much bullshit, and I say the same thing. I don't believe that that is a sustainable or healthy way to be promoting a vegan diet. Obviously, in Frank's case, he doesn't think vegan diet's healthy at all, but I'm open to that discussion as well, and that is what I try and present as much as I can on this channel, because, you know, that's the community. That's where I feel that we should be heading, is more in a logical direction, using our emotional intelligence and growing the both of them, and, you know, having some good discussion to, again, grow our minds. And like a lot of you as well, I want to do is move out of your current way of thinking, whether that's in your 9-to-5 job or any sort of part-time casual job that you've got, and move into the things you want to do. Why I talk about vegan and the diet is because that's kind of the main area that I have an interest in. But I love the side where you have to start creating your own thoughts. You have to think differently to the crowd. And the way to do that is by questioning yourself. And this is a great example to be able to question yourself and not feel offended by the thoughts that are coming at you, and potentially grow even stronger in your own beliefs. That is a healthy way to exactly what I've been talking about, basically to expand your mind and then use those skills in other areas of your life. Those could come across in, like I said, the job that you're doing, and you might find a way that helps you think in a different way so that you can take the next step to move on to that online business that you'd been thinking about, or that in-person business that you've been thinking about, but away from what you're not meant to be doing. It takes that uncomfortableness, and that's precisely, I guess, what I'm getting at here. Feeling uncomfortable in our thoughts is probably one of the hardest things, because at some point you have to think, maybe I'm wrong. But again, it's not about right or wrong. It's about finding what suits you and being comfortable with that. I think I've rambled on about that long enough. Check out Frank's channel. Go through some of the videos. I quite enjoyed the latest video, which is around the 17th of February, about vegans. They're dying from their vegan diets. Vegan girl wasting away. And he's also got another one on the blue zones, vegan blue zones. That one there I find quite interesting, because there are a lot of these things that the vegans spout, and I don't agree with them. I don't see how that can be a plan. For this example, the blue zones, which are these few areas in the world where people live to be over 100 or close to 100, longest living societies, they say that they're plant-based there. And if I think about it, one's Sardinia and one is in Greece. I'm thinking about my diet as well. I'm Italian background. A lot of it was fish and then some animals on the land, and then dairy is quite heavy. There is a lot of fresh fruit and vegetables, but the density of the food. Again, I digress. I'll wrap the video up here. I find that super fascinating and interesting, as you can tell. Check out Frank. Leave me a comment down below. What are you getting your growth from in your way of thinking? Are you finding a YouTube channel, a book, talking to mentors, good friends? Where do you get your the greatest growth in your thinking from? Leave the comment down below. I'm super interested in that. I'll see you at the next video. And remember, as always, take care and have more fun to get more done. Peace out.